I'm Scott Olson with FounderBuzz, and I'm here again today with Chuck Gordon, the founder and CEO of SpareFoot. Thanks for joining us, Chuck.
No problem. Hello, world.
Yeah. So, we recently featured you, and it sounds like you guys have been doing great. I know that you had some recent news you put out, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So we recently took over or partnered with selfstoragefinders.com and selfstoragedeals.com. Self-Storage Finders is the largest independent self-storage directory site in the world, and adding them to our network basically catapulted us to number 2 in terms of total self-storage traffic to public storage. So we have more than all the other publicly traded REITs, which are billion-dollar companies, and really just second to public storage now. So we have the largest advertising network for self-storage operators in the world, and the biggest selection of storage facilities for consumers as well.
That's great. And so that was a partnership, not an acquisition of the brand. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the best way to think about it is kind of like an advertising network, but a little bit more complicated. We actually run the site, but we don't. We have a structured partnership with them.
Okay. Now, I mean, you guys have only been around for 3 years, so kind of to get to this position so quickly. Maybe you could share a little bit about how much this factored into your strategy when you started, and how'd you get to this position so fast?
Yeah, well, actually, it's really only been 2 years that we've been focusing on self-storage proper. The first year, we were still in college, and we were kind of doing the whole person-to-person storage thing, which is a little different. But anyway, yeah, our strategy from the beginning has always been, let's get the inventory and then present it wherever the consumers might be, whether that's on SpareFoot.com and whatever we can generate to our site, or whether it's on selfstorage.com or apartments.com or any of the other apartment or moving type sites whose storage sections we power. Our approach has always been, let's go build tools that let us present the storage inventory wherever the consumer is. And so first step was go partner with the apartment and moving sites. Then we started approaching the other self-storage related sites, who obviously have the most relevant traffic, and have been pretty successful in partnering with them.
Right. Now, I saw from your press release as well, you guys have raised $4.5 million to date, and it sounds like that this might not be as that capital intensive. Is this a strategy that you're going to continue moving forward, that you're looking for these types of partnerships to grow, or is there what's going to fuel your growth going forward?
Yeah, I mean, that is the nice thing about partnering, is that if you structure it the right way, you can capture a lot of the revenue and not have to spend any cash. So, that has worked well for us. I can't go into too much detail about what we're planning on doing in the future, but, I would say partnering and acquisitions are going to be definitely a part of it.
That's good. And, business development is such a kind of critical element of a lot of startups, and it's hard to know exactly who to partner with and how to get those deals done. Maybe you can discuss a little bit about the process that you guys went through to identify and then go after these partnerships, and what it took to get it done.
Yeah. Well, it's all about looking for the most relevant traffic that's going to convert the highest, right? So the only thing we care about is consumers who need a storage unit. Whatever sites have those, that's what we want. And
then you're generating your revenue through advertising. Is that primarily what you do?
Yeah, storage facilities pay us when we send them a tenant that moves in.
Okay. And then did you have a dedicated individual inside to do that, or did you do that yourself, or do you have, was that in the sales group? How did you get that done? How did you identify them?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry?
These specific deals?
Yeah, I mean, just it's interesting because did you have a business development?
We
dedicated to business development?
We have a VP of business development, John Durrett, who's kind of been in charge of all these deals.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, this is something that's faced by a lot of startups, is just the balance between business development, sales, and the executive team, and how to get deals done. So it sounds like you guys are having a ton of success, and that's great.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your news with us today, and hope to have you back sometime in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah.